What's up, guys? Hey, I want to start right off the bat by saying that I am not a tech reviewer by any means. Like, I daily vlog and have a good time with the camera and the drone and everything like that, and I am not a tech reviewer. But I did want to make a video that just talks about, after having the DJI Spark for about 3 months, what are my thoughts about it? Do I like it? Do I not like it? What certain things about it do I like, and what certain things about it do I not like? Would I buy it again if I were given the opportunity after owning it for 3 months? So let's jump into this really quick. Just an overall basic review of what I think about the DJI Spark after owning it and using it quite a bit for about 3 months. So let's jump into it. Things that I do like about it. The number one thing that I love about the DJI Spark is its basic size. I mean, it is absolutely tiny, okay? This drone can be stored almost in someone's pocket. I mean, literally, if it's the summer and you're wearing like cargo shorts, I know they're a little outdated, but if you're wearing cargo shorts, you can slide this thing right down into the side pocket or even the back pocket, and this thing is in your pocket. And in reality, it can be flown without even having to bring any other pieces of equipment with you. I did get the Fly More combo, and it comes with the remote and all that, and I love flying it with the remote. But if all I have is my phone and one battery that is installed in the DJI Spark, and that's it, I can fly this thing and I can get incredible footage with just sticking this thing in my pocket, or in a backpack, or in just a little sling over your shoulder type of a bag. It is extremely small. The other massive benefit of that is that people are not so freaked out by this drone, okay? You pull this thing out and almost everybody thinks that it is nothing more than a child's toy, okay? They don't even most of the time believe that there is a camera on this thing. And so when you pull it out in crowds of people, most of the time, the things that you've struggled with in the past, maybe flying a drone, where people start freaking out about it and, oh, it's an invasion of my privacy and all of this kind of stuff, for the most part, this really helps with that kind of issues with a drone in general. It is extremely small and people feel a lot less threatened by the size of this drone than pulling out some Mavic Pro. Even though that's small, it still looks a lot more professional and intense and, you know, serious of a drone than this does when you pull it out. I love that about this drone. I can throw it in a backpack, I can throw it in the back of the car. It's extremely durable. I can bring 1 or 2 batteries or more, and really I don't have all of that much stuff with me. And size-wise, it doesn't take a whole lot of space, and I can get incredible footage with this drone. The other thing that I like a lot is I have been extremely impressed with the distance, with the range. The range is very, very good for what I feel like is a pretty small, inexpensive little drone. There has been very few times where I've ever not been able to get as far up or as far out as I needed to go. It does a really good job on the distance. That 500 meters is a long way, and really and truly I couldn't find myself being a lot braver to go any further than that in all reality. It just feels like a long way away, and it takes a minute or so to get back when you're out that far. And so I've been very impressed with the distance. Also the camera. The camera is incredible. You guys have seen it over and over again, side-by-side comparisons with the DJI Spark compared to the Phantom 4 Pro or a Mavic or anything else. And the camera holds up. I mean, yeah, it's not 4K, but it's absolutely a stunning looking camera. The color on it, just the overall quality of it is amazing. And I've never once filmed anything with this over the last 3 months and gone, oh, I wish I had a little bit better quality video. I just haven't said that. I've been extremely impressed with the video quality of this. Battery life. Battery life has actually been fairly impressive. It'll stay up in the air for 12 to 13 minutes of solid flying. And that's a fairly long time when it comes to filming footage and getting up in the air, especially when you have 2 batteries. I mean, these batteries are very, very small, and it is not difficult to throw in a couple of extra batteries. I think these batteries are about $50 a piece, and they're small. They're easy to just throw a couple of extras in. The charger that comes with the drone has 3 spots for charging, which is another plus. So, I mean, 3 batteries is really plenty to fly this drone for, you know, upwards of 30 to 40 minutes, 35, 37 minutes or so. And so I've been impressed with that. I wondered, you know, you read about it and it says, well, you should have this amount of battery. I think it talked about 15 minutes of battery. I haven't personally found that. I found about 12 to 13 minutes. Now, I'm sure you could push it past that where the battery, you know, it starts giving you a low battery warning, and I'm sure you could push it. But I found that 11 to 12 minutes is about what I feel comfortable with. It starts beeping and wanting to return home and all that, and so I just bring it back. And so 11, 12, maybe 13 minutes if I'm not, you know, doing a lot of flying. If I'm doing like some still shots or, you know, leaving it in one location, sometimes it lasts a little bit longer. But for the most part, that 11 to 12 minute mark is basically what you're gonna get out of these batteries real time, which is impressive to me. I thought, well, it says 15 minutes, I'll be lucky to get 10, probably 7 or 8 minutes on these, and it's a little better than that. So very impressed with that. It's never been something that I've gone, man, I could really use some more battery life out of that. I haven't said that. The other thing that I really like about it is the remote. The remote and the app are absolutely flawless. I mean, it is very easy to fly. I love the controls up here at the top. You record, your picture for shutters, you know, for stills. You can program this button to do what you would like. You can program a button on the front to do what you would like. And then your little rotating button for the camera. The controls are very smooth, and I've always found them to work really well. Plus, I really like that you place your phone right here in this little slot. It works with just about any size phone. You attach that in, you have a perfectly shaped controller that does everything that you need it to do. And so I really love this controller. It was, to me, a brilliant design. It's very similar to the Mavic. It's a brilliant design for DJI. I mean, this phone and controller combo is absolutely perfect. It works so well, and it's just so easy to click on, bam, power, plug in your phone, and off you go. Super easy to do. And again, it doesn't take up a whole lot of room. You don't gotta carry around a separate iPad like the Phantom 4, you know, that has a big iPad holder on the top, and the controller is twice this size, and you got to put it somewhere, and none of that. I mean, this is so small and slides again down into any backpack or bag or even a pocket. So really like this. Okay, so let's jump into a few of the things that I don't like. Number one, and probably the biggest thing, is that you get this shipped to you. Okay, I got the Fly More combo, and you get this really nice DJI case that has your drone inside of it. It opens up, it has a spot for both of your batteries. 3 batteries if you put one in the drone, and then 2, one here and one here. It has spots for extra propellers. Everything folds up, and it's perfect. Close this case, it stays closed for the most part on its own, and you have your controller. These are the things that you need to take with you in order to operate the drone. Then, I'm also really excited because they send you this really nice bag thing that has these little things inside where you can store stuff and on all of that. Okay, so then you go to put all of the stuff in this bag that DJI sends with the drone. It doesn't fit, okay? This box where your drone goes into was not designed to go in this bag, which is just absolutely mind-blowing to me that DJI wouldn't just make this bag like another 2 inches taller or 3 inches taller, and then you could slide your drone as well as your remote into the side or in the front, as well as some cables here and there that you need for the drone, as well as some prop guards and all that kind of stuff that you need, and it could all be in one bag. But no, DJI sent this bag that I guess you use for cables and for your remote, I guess, although that's a huge bag for just a remote and some cables. Listen, it doesn't make any sense, okay? This bag is completely useless. And it's frustrating because now I have to carry around these two things around with me everywhere I go. Okay, now there are a lot of bags that are fairly inexpensive on Amazon, but when they include a bag anyways in the purchase of the drone, why not just make it fit everything that you need it to fit to transport your drone and all of the things that go with it? I literally do not understand. So that is my number one gripe about this thing. Now I know that that's just a bag, but it still just doesn't make any sense to me. So I gotta go to Amazon and I've gotta pick up another separate carrying case or something because I don't like just carrying this around with me and then also having to try to figure out where to put this. I want it to all be in one place, and even with a handle. I mean, this thing is kind of silly in and of itself. It doesn't even have a handle or anything on it. And so I want one bag or case that I can grab that has everything in it that I can throw in the back of the truck and I can head out of my day with. So that's the number one thing that I just don't understand about this Fly More combo is the bag. This is a small little thing, but I don't care for the micro SD card. In fact, I hate those things. I've lost like 3 or 4 of those already just trying like so hard to barely get it out of the drone and to put it into a little converter to put it in my computer to edit the footage. I absolutely hate that. I dropped one down into my backpack one time when I was trying to get it into a certain pocket and it literally just disappeared. I haven't seen it since. I don't know where it's at. And those things are like 30 or 40 bucks for a little micro SD card. And so I lost the original one that it came with it. I accidentally broke one somehow and cracked it and it didn't work anymore. And so I hate those little things. I just want an SD card. Give me a normal size. I would have taken like an inch of a bigger drone or something like that so that I could just have an SD card instead of this little micro SD card that gets lost everywhere. So that's a little bit of a beef of mine. I know it's small and insignificant. I just don't like those little micro SD cards. They're so hard to keep track of because they're so small. Another thing, I know a lot of devices are like this, but for whatever reason, all of the cameras that I've used in the past, I use a lot of Panasonic, Lumix, some different stuff like that. When I go, if I'm recording right now and I turn off this camera, it still is gonna save my footage, okay? It just quits recording, turns off, and my footage is still there, just like if I were to stop recording. Well, I don't know why, but it's just a habit I've got into that habit. As I'm vlogging every day, I'm throwing my camera around and I'm recording things and doing all of this, and I just flip off the camera instead of hitting stop record. So when I first got this, it was like a habit that I would land this drone, and right here on the back, you just double press this button and the drone turns off, and you put it in your car and you drive off, okay? You're thinking that your footage is gonna be fine. That footage is completely gone. The only way to really have it is it does record it on your phone inside the DJI app, but it's not at HD. It's like a compressed like 360p, or I don't know. It's a lower graded quality. So that's annoying. Like I get that a lot of devices are like that, but I just had to relearn my habits and just kind of change the way that I do things, which is fine, but it just is a little gripe of mine. It's a negative. So be careful. Don't just turn off your drone before you press the stop record button, either on the controller or on your phone. The last thing that I could come up with that is kind of like a slight is that this only has a 3-axis gimbal on it, and I wonder if I would like it a little better if it was a 5-axis. I don't know this for sure, but I think a 5-axis gimbal would add just a little bit more stabilization, especially when going side to side like this. If you put this thing on sport mode and you really take off to the side, it just like, it doesn't stay very smooth. You really have to like be real easy on the controls to get it a side like motion like this that's not just real glitchy and wanting to kind of do this. And so that's one thing that I've noticed about it is, you know, going forward and backwards and up and down, that gimbal is as smooth as they come. I mean, it's incredible. But the moment that I want to add a little bit of this kind of motion in, it wants to tilt even slightly, and then if I can get it to stay consistent after the initial takeoff, it will smooth out. But I'm wondering, and I could be very wrong with this, but I'm wondering if a 5-axis would help that to stay a little more smooth, that even when the drone is like this, I would imagine that it would keep that camera horizontal and level instead of wanting to tilt this way. So that's my only little gripe as far as the gimbal goes. You know, again, it's a $500, $600, $700 drone. If you get the Fly More combo, you know, you got to jump up into easily the 1,000 range to get one that has a 5-axis. And so these are nitpicky things, but I could see down the road me really wanting that 5-axis gimbal to do those added features as well. Other than that, I really can't think of negatives about this at all. I mean, I really enjoy it. The motion, I don't use the gestures a whole lot. I tried it every once in a while, but I just don't personally have a need for that. I'd rather just pull out the controller or at least the app and control it from the app on my phone. I always have my phone with me anyways, so why not? But it has been really nice. Like I'll be out with friends doing something, and I'll have this in the car, I'll go grab it and, you know, send it up in the air just for a group picture, you know? I mean, it really, really does extremely well at stuff like that. I also really like I know that all of the drones now have the DJI software that talks about no-fly zones and all of that. I'm kind of this guy that I'm not trying to push the boundaries with these drones and flying in areas that you're not supposed to, and so I like to know that, you know, it literally will not let you fly it in areas that you're not supposed to fly it. And that makes me feel good, makes me feel better. So I really like that. Overall, I'm gonna jump to the point. My verdict is that I would absolutely 100% buy this drone again after owning it for 3 months. I love it. I mean, there's small little things that I talked about that I don't like about it. But overall, I'm absolutely impressed with the footage that I get over and over and over again, with the capabilities of the distance and the height and all that I have. It is absolutely incredible, and I can't imagine needing much more than this, honestly, for a long time. And so I love the size of it, to just be able to throw it in a bag, that it's not so intimidating to people. I just really, really, really like it. So overall, I would say if you're interested in getting one, to get it. I mean, there's no real downsides to it. The price is amazing. It handles and flies absolutely incredible. The tripod mode, it stays absolutely still in the air even when it's kind of windy. I haven't had problems with it in the wind. I'm thinking of all these other benefits that I didn't think about earlier as I'm talking about things, but the modes on it, the follow mode, all of the modes on it work so well. Wind doesn't seem to be an issue for it at all. And so overall, honestly, I really am blown away with the capabilities, the functionality of this drone, the DJI Spark. So after 3 months, I absolutely would give it a thumbs up. I would buy it again 1,000,000 times over. And so that's my unofficial, not very techy, not very good review after owning the drone for 3 months. That's what I think. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys can check out the rest of my vlogs, and we'll see you next time.